In this video, I will show you how to write chemical formulas for ionic compounds. The first thing you must remember is that an ionic compound is neutral. I will show you some examples. If you want to combine a sodium ion, Na+, and a chloride ion, Cl-, you look at the charge of each ion, +1 and -1. So you need one of each to make it neutral, 1+ and 1-. And you simply combine them. The positively charged cation comes first, and then the negatively charged anion. So NaCl. When you combine them, the plus and the negative signs disappear because remember, ionic compounds are neutral. It is a very common mistake for you to read plus and negative signs like this, but don't do that. What about calcium oxide? That is made of calcium ion, Ca2+, and oxide ion, O2-, 2+ and 2-. Again, you need one of each to make it neutral. So you simply combine them, CaO. Then the charges would disappear. What about calcium chloride? Calcium ion has +2 charge, and chloride ion has -1 charge. So in order to make it neutral, you have to have 2 of the chloride ions, right? When you combine them, you have to use a subscript of 2 for the chlorine, because you have 2 atoms of chlorine per every atom of calcium. CaCl2 is the chemical formula for calcium chloride. Again, notice that the charges are gone. What about sodium oxide, Na+ and O2-? This times you need 2 of the sodium ions to make it neutral. The chemical formula for sodium oxide is therefore Na2O. What about sodium nitrate? Nitrate is a polyatomic ion. It is NO3-. You treat NO3 as one unit, although it has many atoms. To make it neutral, you need 1 sodium ion and 1 nitrate ion. So you can simply combine them to make sodium nitrate, NaNO3. When you see a polyatomic ion, try to remember to treat it as one unit. What about calcium nitrate, Ca2+ and NO3-? To make it neutral, you have to have 2 of the nitrate ions. You treat NO3 as one unit. That's when you have to use parentheses. Ca parenthesis NO3 close parenthesis 2. And always remember to treat polyatomic ions as units. When you need more than 1 polyatomic ions to balance out the charge, you use parentheses and subscripts. These are examples of common mistakes. Okay, this one might be challenging. Aluminum oxide. it is made of aluminum ion Al3+, and oxide ion O2-. How can we make it neutral? Let me show you the common mistake that I see often first. Al plus O. But remember, the ionic compound must be neutral, right? So what you have to do is you have to adjust the numbers of atoms to make it neutral. So if you have 2 aluminum ions and 3 oxide ions, then the opposite charges will cancel out. Now you can combine them. Remember to use subscript to show the numbers of atoms in chemical formulas. Al2O3, 2 atoms of aluminum and 3 atoms of oxygen in aluminum oxide. This is the last one. What about calcium phosphate? Phosphate is a polyatomic ion with -3 charge, PO4 3-. To balance the charge and make it neutral, you have to have 3 calcium ions and 2 phosphate ions. When you combine them, you use parentheses for phosphate.